This is a 2010 Dodge Grand Caravan. We are going to replace 90% of the suspension in this, both front and rear. We're going to do CV shafts. We're going to do the wheel hubs. We're going to do end links, the lower control arms. We're going to do rear shocks, rear hubs, the front struts. So we have a lot of work we have to get done on this thing in a very short period of time. This is entertainment or it's a learning process, whatever you want. We really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and that would help us out. Okay, mister. All right, let's get to it. Here you go. Got it. Good boy. All right, guys. So, first thing you want to do is you want to jack your car up. You want to make sure that it's very stable and it's not going to come apart or fall down on you. Okay. We're off to a good start. Why these are this tight? They don't need to be that tight. Wow. Oh my gosh. Whoever did the work on this before, you're a moron. This is not supposed to be this tight, ever. Wow. God, you kidding me. Stupid pig and pig. Alright, because we're changing everything in here, I'm going to take all of this apart. I could take this out, I could take the strut off, undo these two bolts, okay, undo the ABS sensor, and then I can, there's full bolts back here, I can undo the hub assembly, pull the axle shaft out, pull the outer tie rod in, lower bolt joint, and I can pull this whole assembly off in one shot. But because there's so many things that I'm doing here, I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to take everything off in one piece at a time. These are 19, by the way. So the lugs are 19. Okay, this is a 13. pry bar, pull the caliper off, and then we're going to hang this up over here, out of the way. Brake pads. Okay, now you have to take this caliper bracket off. That's 21. There's two bolts. One on the top, one on the bottom. They come off. Okay. Don't lose the little clips. Hold everything in place. You take off your rotor. All right. I believe that's going to be a 33. Now, if you weren't replacing this, we are replacing this axle shaft here. Okay, the CV shaft we're going to replace. But if you weren't replacing it, you want to put your nut back on here like that, and then you want to get a soft, this is called a dead blow hammer or a soft hammer, and then you want to hit it until it just breaks free so it slides back and forth like that. Okay, you don't never want to hit never want to hit it on the threads, because you'll mangle the threads and then this will never go back on. So you put the threads on there and you hit it like that and use a soft blow hammer. So we're changing this. That's the tie rod, outer tie rod. We're going to take that off. That is an 18 millimeter. Okay. Now you want to hit this on the side. And then you put the nut back on. Now, we're replacing this here, so I don't care if I mangle the threads on this. I want it out because we're changing this, okay? But before I take this completely out, I'm going to loosen this up. 22. Alright, and this doesn't have to be super loose. Just got to turn it 1 or 2 turns, that's it. Just to loosen this up. Okay, see that? Oh, there it is. That just walks right out. Okay. He's pretty worn out. Pretty worn out. That's why we're replacing it. Oh, that sucks. Well, we have to take this dust shield off to get this wire out. So, a couple bolts. Should probably put a glove on because this is very sharp. So if you're up here and you're holding this, and you're going to slice your knuckle open. It's also 21. Okay. Like all that crudiness? Oh yeah. that they did was they utilized these knurls in here to hold that into the aluminum. So that's what's happening up in here. So add some juice. Let's see what happens. There it is. And you can see how it's all rusted away. Rusted up, corroded. Right, you need a 3/16 Allen key to put in the end of the bolt of the end link, and then you need a 18mm open end wrench or closed end wrench or ratcheting socket end wrench to get this off. Now, in our instance, we're replacing this whole thing. Okay, so because we're replacing the whole thing, I am going to do the next best thing. I'm not going to kill myself trying to get it out, okay, because I'm putting a new one in. We have new ones, so I'm just going to take this off. Garbage. So this whole guy is going to come out. Now in order to do that, we got to take half the truck apart, because we have to remove a bunch of plastic up there to get to the bolts underneath this. Not going to be easy, folks. Can't get to it easy. These are 13s. There are 3 of them. I was able to get my hand in there far enough to get the bolts out for the strut. So, strut is gone. CV shaft is gone, and everything's gone. The lower control arm, all you have to do is you have to jack up the engine just a little bit. You don't have to bolt any, you don't have to unbolt anything, you don't have to loosen anything up. You just have to jack it up just a little bit, about a ½ an inch, and then you'll be able to pull the one bolt out that goes towards the engine. Now that bolt is a 22, which is right there. That's a 22, and the bolt back here, okay, this bolt back here, that is a 24. And that bolt is a bear to get out, because this is a through bolt here. There's the nut, it sits right behind the sway bar. So you're going to need a short extension and a 24, or you can use a 24 deep socket and a ratchet and a short bar to give yourself leverage, and you can undo that nut there. But the problem is the housing for this. Let me bring it over here. On the factory, I don't know what it's like on a aftermarket one I got, but on the factory bushing, okay, as usual, that's aluminum. So if you live in the northeast region of the US, or if you live in a very salty place, this is going to corrode and it's going to glue itself to the bolt that goes through this. So this was definitely bad, causing this thing to bottom out and just oops, let me get you in the view here. Here you go. Come on, focus. Alright, everybody does that. It's supposed to work. So see here, you can see where the bushing is ripped away. Okay, and this thing just bottomed out all the time. You hit a bump and it would knock your teeth out. That's what happens when you mix steel and aluminum. There's a reaction between the two metals and the aluminum loses. So that's going to be bare to get out, but hopefully you'll be able to get it out. So I was finally able to get the lower ball joint apart, and this is shot too. So the lower ball joint's no good, and I got to clean this up. Now I have to take this apart here because this is the hub assembly. Got to take this apart, then we'll clean all this up here, and then we're ready to reassemble. All right, now we're going to take the eye poker outer and clean all this up. That I replaced 8 months ago, 6 months ago, somewhere like that. Look at it. That's why up in the Northeast you see a lot of rusty cars. But let's clean this up and we can start our reinstallation. I think I gotta get the big boy. So, while you're waiting for me, what you could do is you could like and subscribe and share your video. That would do me a big favor, would help out me and T, and really help us start to grow the channel, and we would really appreciate that. I mean, it's not bad, but you want to make sure that this is all nice and clean in here too, where your hub assembly is going to go back in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some black paint and grab some primer. I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to paint this up with some primer, some rust stop, and take care of that first before I start to reassemble. We'll be back.